Alright guys, Mike here, MF Custom Garage. So I said today I would do a quick review on the FiTech. And I've had this FiTech on here for 6 years. And it's been good. It's the Easy Street 600. It was a pretty basic system when it came out. It's fuel only, no timing control. I bought it originally with their install kit, which come with a bunch of push lock line, fittings, a couple of fuel filters, a Bosch knockoff pump, and we put it all in and it worked pretty flawless. I think about 6-8 months into it, we had some issues with the pump and we changed it out. And when I changed it, all I did was change it to a Bosch 409 pump or whatever it is, a real one, and from there on everything went smooth for a long time. After 4 or 5 years, we've had a few issues, but nothing major. Okay, so like I was saying, this has been on here for 5 years, 6 years. I went over a bit of it, but we'll go over more of it. So, it's been a good unit, guys. Now, I'm going to go to the age-old debate here. Guys standing here, guys standing there, and one standing at the front of the car. The guy over there is like, no, the Holley Sniper's the best. No, the FiTech's the best. The guy up at the front's like, no, throw it all in the freaking garbage. Put your carburetor back on. Here's what I'm going to tell you. After working on fuel injection stuff for 20 plus years as just a general mechanic, if you know how fuel injection units work, they all work. I've installed Snipers, I've installed FiTech, I've installed even one MSD unit. So they all work, guys. The thing is, with all these units, powers and grounds matter. Trying to control timing with a crappy distributor that only let you move 10 degrees because of the cap spacing, that's a problem. All these problems, which like with Holley and these guys have come up with different spark systems and everything else to try to combat it, they're all problems. This unit does have an issue, or did have an issue, in the fact that it was the first issue where it had inline fuses, and with the inline fuses, it put relays on the board. The relays on the board fail. This thing got a draw. Like I said, we had to bypass it, use a different relay. I ran it like that for a year. Powers and grounds do matter with these things. So it's probably not the best way to do it. But because I've worked with fuel injection, it's worked fine for me. Now that being said, do I want to take it on Michigan miles and leave it like that? I'm not sure. That's why I'm going to reach out to FiTech after this review. We're going to talk about upgrading maybe the ECU and the handheld, or Mean Street 800, which is what I think should be on here. Or maybe even after talking to Matt Bosco and stuff, doing something completely different. And using this unit, but using a micro squirt ECU. But that's something I got to decide. It all just comes down to how good a nitrous controller I want. Now, as for this unit, okay, my pet peeves with this unit. One, base units do not come with decent software. You have to use the handheld. They give you no way to access it. The Sniper, way better. They give you such a better software package, and if you're listening, FiTech, that's my pet peeve. Give guys the option to laptop tune these things. Give guys the option to run nitrous on. Give guys the option to run a power adder on all your units up to a certain application like Holley does. It's horsepower that matters, not application, and the map sensor is the only thing that determines whether or not boost really matters. So that being said, like I said, they could expand their situation to make this unit better. This unit, in my opinion, is cast way better than Holley's. It's just a cleaner unit. It has better sensors on it. The Holley unit, every one I've installed, we've had a problem with regulators and the screen on the back of the regulator. And the bigger the pump, the bigger the problem. So that being said, guys, this unit doesn't do that. This unit runs what is an OE regulator, in the fact that that regulator is exactly the same pressure regulator that was on my 95, 96, whatever year, I can't even remember what year that car was, Impala SS. And it works great, and GM's used it in a million different applications, and if you talk to FiTech, they'll tell you it's an OE situation. And you can bolt it in if you go to a store, because it is a GM regulator. IAC, same thing. General Motors, basically. TPS, same thing. So in that aspect, the only thing that sucks, the map is in here, so you're stuck there if something happened to the map. So, and then you're putting an ECU on it. So, I haven't had any RF interference. I haven't had any of that crazy stuff. Now, I haven't had any of those problems even with any of the units. I believe that that comes down to bad power grounds, bad installation, bad situations in general. So, yeah, I don't know. I have never had any of those problems with any of the units. Like I said, that being said, this has been a good unit. In 5 years, it doesn't have any throttle shaft play. We did use it with 2 nitrous plates, and it worked fine. You just take the risk that the map's not locked out and that it can compensate. But if you go back to the days when we were doing nitrous on fuel injection vehicles all the time with fogger nozzles, stuff like that, it's no different. The computer had the ability to play around with it a little bit. And as long as you got your shit together, it all should work. But if you have problems, you have problems. So, you know, that's how it is. So, for the most part, guys, if you have a FiTech unit and it has the new upgraded stuff with the relay box and the fuses, I think you got a pretty good unit. Is it as good as the Holley? Yeah, the throttle body, in my opinion, is better. I've never clogged an injector on any of these units, so I don't know what the hell you guys do with your fuel when you do that stuff, but I'm pretty sure it's the fact that your fuel filters aren't right, something's not right, or you leave E85 in it, or you leave ethanol gas in it. Yeah, guys, so like with the bad gas, filters getting jammed up, all that crap, well, there's just nothing you can do about it. At the end of the day, like I said, this unit's been pretty good. It hasn't been the greatest note with the relay blowout and stuff, and I understand that was a failure. And luckily, FiTech knew it was a failure too, and they did some things about it. But, like I said, in the review, if you had to pick this unit over the Holley unit, I'd pick the Holley unit for the software, but I would pick this unit for the actual quality of the unit. It's quite a bit better. So that's kind of my review in a nutshell of this thing. So, I mean, I can't tell you what to do. I can tell you we're going to talk to FiTech. We're going to look into some things as to what we're going to do with this, given our situation right now. And either way, guys, I don't think if you do what the instructions say, you take care of your powers and grounds, you understand the ignition systems and how they've bettered the ignition systems with like the HyperSpark and what FiTech has, and how they've, you know, got over the spreads on the caps, stuff like that. I think either way you'll have a good unit. But this unit, for the most part, other than the relay failure, has been a good unit for me. And like I said, it's ran nitrous and everything. So, in a nutshell, guys, that's the end of it. And thanks for listening to me. And this is Mike out. Like, share, subscribe, do all the things, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.